morning, folks. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world, at whatever time you're watching this. Snapzilla Gorilla, aka The Definition, kicking y'all off with another video. And today, I'm going to present to you some testimony from a nurse that is working in a hospital where there are COVID-19 patients. What you're about to hear is very disturbing. And judging by the way she's talking, she knows what she's talking about. And she's really she's putting her life at risk, putting this information out here. So let's make this viral and offer her some form of protection from whatever repercussions she might face for putting this information out there. And it's really crazy. I'm going to let her talk. Oh, just so y'all know, they sprayed the crap out of the sky today. It's just swirling and whirling with little trails. Anyway, y'all watch this video and y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Especially of those of you who might be healthcare professionals. If you guys are witnessing something like this, or something like what she's talking about, then we need your help to put this information out there. We need to put this information out there. We the healthcare professionals, you all need to do the right thing, right? Doctors, what's the first line in the Hippocratic Oath for doctors? Do no harm, right? Do no harm. What you're about to hear is very disturbing. All doctors have been doing over the last 100 years have been doing harm. They kill 250,000 people a year due to medical malpractice. And yeah, we need to put a stop to things like this. This is absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason these things should be happening. And I don't care what disease is out there. COVID-19, COVID 1.2, COVID 18,000, 1 million. I don't care what's out there. You doctors and you healthcare professionals have a duty to do what's right by your patients. And you're doing the exact opposite. So anyway, I'm gonna let her get to cracking.
I am literally telling you that they're murdering these people, and nobody will listen to me. These people aren't dying from COVID. They don't care what is happening to these people. They don't. I'm literally coming here every day and watching them kill them. It's like going in the fucking Twilight Zone. Like, everyone here is okay with this. The only way I can kind of put this into context for everybody is, and this is going to be kind of an extreme example, this is like really the only thing I can come up with, is like if we were in Nazi Germany and they were like taking the Jews to go put them in a gas chamber, I'm the one like there saying, hey, this is not good, this is bad, this is wrong, we should not be doing this. And then everyone tells me, hang in there, you're doing a great job, you can't save everybody. But these people aren't dying from COVID. Let me give you several examples here. An anesthesiologist intubated the patient's, like, I think it was right bronchi of a patient, and they couldn't get the sats up. And for about 5 hours, like, we were waiting on a chest x-ray to confirm that the placement was wrong. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, and we've told the anesthesiologist that it was placed wrong, because, like, literally only one side of his fucking chest is, like, inflating. He dies. A patient had a heart rate of 40, and the resident started doing chest compressions on him, which is not what you do. You just externally pace them, or you give him some atropine. And then, I run in there to stop him from doing chest compressions on somebody with a fucking pulse. And then he decides to push epi. He throws some pads on him to defibrillate the guy in bradycardia. Okay, he has a heart rate of 40 in a stable, bradycardic rhythm. Just need to give him some atropine and pace him. He fucking defibrillates him and kills him. And I was literally ran out of the patient's room to get the director of nursing who was standing out there. And I'm like, can you stop him? He's going to kill that patient. He's going to kill that patient if he defibrillates him with bradycardia and a heart rate of 40. And the director of nursing just shook his head. And I turned around and he killed the dude. There was a nurse who placed an NG tube into some guy's lungs and filled his lungs with tube feeding. There was a nurse who confused a long-acting insulin with a short-acting insulin and gave 30 units of a fast-acting insulin and killed the guy. It's just here they're just gonna let them rot on the vent. They're medically mismanaging these patients. And like, I'm not a doctor, guys. I'm not professing to be a doctor by any means. But there's, like I said, basic standards of care that we have to do. When somebody's low on blood, like literally on the brink of a critical low blood level, we should replace the blood. But I asked the residents and they're like, does he have internal bleeding? And I said, no. Then they're like, well, we're not replacing the blood. Well, here's the thing. In these COVID patients, they all eventually need a blood transfusion. Their blood, like, if you don't have enough blood to actually oxygenate your body, the vent settings don't fucking matter because you have no oxygen carrying capacity of your blood. We have a nurse who fell asleep at the fucking nurse's station while we were all in rooms, and her norepinephrine ran out, and the guy had no fucking blood pressure, and he didn't perfuse his brain, and I'm pretty sure he's brain dead. That same nurse is now running a CRRT machine, a dialysis-like machine, that she has never done before. She said she'll figure it out. I'm pretty fucking smart and I figure a lot of shit out, but I would never attempt to try and figure out a CRRT machine on the fly. We are adequately staffed. There's a shit ton of staff in there, like, and we have a nurse who does CRRT in there. She has a different patient load. We told them, like, hey, let's just swap these nurses so the one that knows how to work this machine can work this machine, but they didn't want to do that. So I'm pretty sure that patient will be dead here in a couple hours. Nobody is listening. They don't care what is happening to these people. They don't. I'm literally coming here every day and watching them kill them. I mean, we're not going to save everybody. That's fine. Like, come on, guys. We're not God. Some of these people are just on sedation to keep them on the vents. Nothing else. I have a lady on a tranq on a vent, and she's not even fucking cognizant. She's not even on sedation. You know what we give her every day? We give her breathing treatments, albuterol, and she gets insulin, and that's it. We're not treating the COVID, guys. For real, we're not treating the COVID. You know, every day we try and get these guys off the vents, right? Because, you know, there's criteria for weaning. Every day, the day shift nurse will wean them down to minimum sedation. Every night we come in and we get the same 2 residents and they fucking max out all the sedation again and undo all the work from the day shift. Then the day shift attending will come in and they'll all do rounds and they'll be like, he wasn't synchronizing with the vent, so we had to turn all the sedation on. And I'm like, he wasn't synchronizing with the vent because it's in the wrong vent mode. I even tried getting a hold like of black advocacy groups here. They just put me on hold or hang up on me. Tried talking to management. Now I got units. Can someone come up with like some type of a solution for me? Because I'm kind of out of ideas. You know, like, I try and talk with some of the other nurses here, and they're like, well, you can't save everybody. And they all know what's happening. They all agree with me, and they all just shake their heads. And I'm like, am I the only one who is not a sociopath? To think that this is okay? I mean, guys, they literally don't even know when they're dead. Like, how many times have I told you they've assigned me a dead person? Like, how long have they been dead? Nobody knows. Like, how is anybody assessing anything without a stethoscope? Normally we have, like, those disposable stethoscopes. But I knew what we were coming into, so I brought my own chunky one. Nobody's listened to anybody's lungs as long as I've been here. Even with disposable stethoscopes. I keep telling them that, you know, the guys are like, my patient's going acidotic. We need to do something about this before his kidneys shut down. You know, give him some bicarb or something like that. And this is what they do. They let the patient's blood get acidotic. Their kidneys shut down. And then at the last minute, they finally decide to run bicarb. So they run 5. talk with some of the other nurses here, and they're like, well, you can't save everybody. When they all know what's happening, they all agree with me, and they all just shake their heads. And I'm like, am I the only one who is not a sociopath? To think that this is okay? I mean, guys, they literally don't even know when they're dead. Like, how many times have I told you they've assigned me a dead person?